Afternoon, welcome to the Toon review. And already you will see that I'm well out of sync. That is because I'm running OBS to get these fixtures and stuff on, and stats and scoreboard and clock and all that stuff. And that's the way you can be there to be there with me, although I'm out of sync. Take a notice of me. Just take notice of this and that and all that stuff. But you can still listen to me. And welcome to the Toon review for the Matchday live. Crystal Palace versus Newcastle United from Selhurst Park. And straight away, I will ask you for your likes. And if you're new to us, subscribe. And if you also want to be a member of the Toon review and the community here, click the join button, which is below me in the chat. Super Chat's also available. We've already had one from Chippers, which leads me into our first bit. Chipper says, so turns out 4 of our 6 signings last summer are just bench warmers, not starters. Well, it's a very controversial lineup, I have to say. Let's have a look at them. For people who don't know, this is the Newcastle United lineup. Ramsdale in goal, a back 4 of Livramento and Hall at fullback, Botman and Chow in the centre. A midfield 3, and I'm assuming it's a 3, can't be really anything else but a 3. Miley, probably sitting, Tonali and Joe Linton. And then a front 3 of Gordon on the left, captain Jacob Murphy on the right, and Willisula through the middle. Now, that's very controversial to me. He's £125 million worth of striker, sat on the bench, and our £10 million raw Danish striker is playing. The bench consists of Pope, Trippier, Wissa, Barnes, Ilanga, Waltermada, Willock, can't see the Burn, and Ramsey. So it's probably the strongest bench we've had. No Bruno, of course, but controversy, I would say, playing as Sulu ahead of Waltermada and or Wissa. Yes, it's very odd. And then Crystal Palace line up like this in their kind of formation. I'm just going to go through it in line-up. Henderson in goal. Munoz, Richards, Lacroix, Canvo, Mitchell. It's like a back 3 with 2 wing backs. Lerma, Hughes, Brandon Johnson, Pino, Strand Larson starts. On their bench, they have, I can't really see, that's very small, but Benitez, Klein, can't really see anything else. There you go, that's the bench anyway. I can see Kamada's on there, I can see Wharton's on there, Mateta, Devaney, and that's really, but yeah, they're resting a few from Thursday. Controversy, I'll say, with the Newcastle lineup. Again, I'll just put it one more time. And the big name to look for is Willisula up front, leaving Wissa and Waltermada on the bench. Let's do some comments, shall we? I mean, it's not the greatest in the world, I have to say, but there we go. We can criticise now, but if the result comes as the way we want it to. Sosa says, yeah, that's all Sosa on there. Nobby Solano 7 says, strong bench if you win it. It will be late on when Barnes, Ramsey and Waltermada come on. Yeah, if they do. Loads of people will tell me I'm out of sync all day. They will, but that's the price of having a shit laptop. I need a new one with a bit more power in it, and the OBS and all the stuff that comes with that, which is important for you lot to see more so than me. Take no notice of me. Looks like I'm stuttering and I'm all over the place. I'm talking in time. That's the best bit. Just my mouth's out of sync. Bruno's Magic Hat says madness. This confirms to me that Eddie doesn't know how to adapt. He's made changes. We have a regular fantastic member from Japan, Eddie there, Edward Gorn, with 1,000 yen super chat. Lineup stinks. Murphy captain. A sick joke. Perhaps Eddie wants to be sacked. Yeah, with all those players in the side, the likes of Joe Linton, etc., I'm amazed that Jacob Murphy's captain, if I'm perfectly honest. Carl says on the upside, the horse I had in the Grand National just finished about 10 minutes ago. I had 3rd or 4th each way. Got my money back. Jordan's jockey red like a twat. Alan Cook says, I thought Bruno was going to be back today because he was training and he looked fit. And I was thinking, big chance to be back. And then they said on Friday he came down with illness. And I was like, oh my God. Sounds like the woman off American Pie. He's got mumps, or he had mumps. Whether he's still got them or not, I don't know. But that's why he's not playing, because of the mumps thing. Oh, God, yeah. Russell Fox says, so we have Andy Madley as the referee. and Craig Pawson on VAR. Oh, Christ almighty. Oh, dear me. Jimmy is very positive. Jimmy Eats Movies. How's everyone? He's nicely surprised by our lineup. Well, he's made changes, hasn't he? And then Nick, this is just how fantastic and different angles our chat come from, and I kind of agree with him. And what Nick Thornton says, what the actual feck is that lineup? It's a confusing one, isn't it? It really is. I mean, it's gonna, if we get beat, I mean, the heat's going to be on him big time. I mean, as I've said before, there's no point even thinking about replacing him till the summer. And we have to support him in every game that he plays. I mean, we're not going to not want our team to win. I just think that's a. I mean, the suit up front. I mean, I don't know. When he started, to me, he's looked really, really kind of average at best. Sergit says the Newcastle press will be strong. That's one thing I think that Eddie Howe wants, isn't it? Legend number 9 says, afternoon Billy in chat, diabolical lineup for me. Palace aren't pressing us. Nick would be ideal. Yeah. Maybe because it's got there's 3 centre halves there against him. Maybe they felt he would be able to find a space, but I mean, it's odd. No, Stato isn't joining Ollie. It's me on me, Jack Jones. Baz says, what the fuck? It must be an Eddie Masterstroke. Joe Luton, I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for asking, mate. Neil Forster says Ramsey should be starting. Yeah, I agree. I mean, of all of our players of late, he's been the one that's performed. Both of our supposed one-to-way players are in the lineup. Tonali and Livramento. I guess there's no choice with Livramento as much. But there you go. Trev McDonald, Eddie steering us into the abyss. FFS. Good afternoon, Billy the Legend. Thank you. Good afternoon to you, Trev. And there's Trolls as well. Sandra, this is funny, isn't it? Yes, I like this. Sandra says, Arsenal's still on to do the quad bottle this year. Yeah, I mean, they need to be playing us, and they are playing us soon. Ollie says, can we donate to fund you a new laptop, Billy? Well, you probably could. But I definitely need one because, I mean, I can see on the screen that I'm way out of time. But there you go. At least you're getting commentary, and at least you're getting all the stuff that you get with Paul. Except his MacBook's way more powerful than my. I can't think what it's called. It's an Asus laptop, and it's about 3-4 years old now. So it is on his way out, I would say. Rox Foss, yes, how I am. I'm great. I hope you're well too, Rox. Big Watson says playing with 10 men with a Sula up top just runs around like a lost dog. When he starts, I tend to agree. The only time we see Sula being a benefit to us is when we're down to 10 men and he can do the work of 2 men. I mean, he might do the work of 2 men today. Unfortunately, those 2 men will be fucking low on Hardy. But yeah, when we were man short, then he's the kind of player you want on, I would say, personally. And of course, Liverpool at home, 10 men, come on, caused havoc, scored. And of course, Manchester United, as we will never forget, came on, caused havoc and scored. And it was the winner. Yes, Ramsey is on the bench, Ant. American Magpie, he points out that he's starting the 6 that stayed behind to train. Yeah, maybe there's something in that. Blanche said, let's start a GoFundMe for Billy's new laptop. And all Nietzsche is even more. Tell Paul he needs to get your laptop. Paul's in holiday at the minute, so I'm not saying anything to him to ruin his holiday. But when he comes back, we shall definitely discuss something of that nature. Because I definitely need one, I think. When NUFC says this game screams a draw, most likely a 0-0. But hopefully we can beat these well. If it was an international game, I would say it. Paul says we've had, I'll put it on screen. But I won't read it as he's put it. We've had 3 weeks off. There's no excuse for a poor performance today. And I agree with that. Turpy says he doesn't mind the lineup. Afternoon chat. Afternoon to me too. Afternoon, Turpy. Hope you're well. Well, at least he's making points, isn't he? He's made a change. He's not going to. The performance against Sunderland wasn't acceptable. We all know that. And he's made changes to suit. I mean, Dan Burn, of course, won an international duty, but played about 20 minutes, didn't he? Against Japan. So he's rested. if that's the word you want to use, or dropped. Yeah, the rest. What we got? Afternoon to Dean Pheasant 6229. Hope you're well, mate. PDP says Joe Linton could have been rested and also doesn't get risk of getting a 10th yellow. Is that not wiped yet? Surely that's wiped by now. We're in April, man. Ghost Tax watching the game with the Japan match tonight. Well, I hope you're having a great time wherever you are in Japan. Ghost Tack. And hopefully we can get a result for you. Toon Marie says Eddie knows what he's doing. Playing the long game today. Love him. I mean, that first sentence might be doing a lot of heavy lifting. But yeah, we have to believe he is doing the right thing. But I mean, past history tells me no. Unfortunately. Or recent past history, I should say, even better. Kevin Bowles, and I agree with this actually. Well, come on, the game hasn't started, and people are acting like we've lost already. Let's judge the lineup after the game, and we know how it plays out. We're surprised, but we absolutely can win, and I agree with that. Yeah, I totally agree. So it's a controversial lineup, no doubt about it. And an admittance of poor recruitment in the summer, which the man himself did. So he's indirectly having a go at himself here, but there we go. Dr. Rock says, afternoon, Billy, everyone else, WTF is Eddie doing? Feel so sorry for Big Nick. Charles says, Howard's messed up the Premier season. To a certain extent. Joe Linton says, personally, I'd captain Joe Linton for this game, but oh well, Murph's our longest serving player still at the club. I agree with you. I think RJ7's got more about him. He's more inspirational, and given the captaincy armband, and I think he may step up to another level personally. But that's what I'd have done, and I'd have had a Langer playing on the right wing. But as I've said, Eddie knows better than me. Chipper said, hopefully no dogs at Selhurst today. Absolutely, yes, we don't want that. We don't want that. Let's do some super charts because we have got a two or three. Rachel P 1892. Thank you for your super chat. She says, "Good luck NUFC and TTR family, depending how it goes." Thanks, Rachel. Very much appreciated. Eddie NUFC 90. Walter Marder against a low block would be better. Yeah, maybe. Nick Thornton, £5 super chat. Mardy's been out for months and he's thrown back in and not slowly brought back. Proof that Eddie's out of ideas. A sad end to his tenure. Yes. That is a controversial selection, isn't it? Is the actual Mardy's come straight back into the side without playing for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. I guess he's been fit for a couple of weeks because of the international break, and they're thinking he can give us an hour, maybe a bit longer. But we do have depth on the bench, don't we? We have Willock, we have Ramsey. So yeah, I like our bench today. Unfortunately, I'm not sure I like the starting 11, but there we go. There we go. And FPS Nick's, Billy, how's Big Nick on the bench over Sula? Well, Sula's in the first team ahead of poor old Nick, isn't he? But yeah, that's it. That's unfortunately, and T-Po says there, Christ, people have been negative before we've kicked the ball. That is true, but it's a controversial team, isn't it? LG, life is good. Our mod says, I'm amazed Murphy's even playing. Me too. The real bearded monster says this should be a really easy game today. Best of the Palace team isn't starting. 4-1 win. NUFC Swan. He or she says, excuse me, frog in the throat. NUFC Swan, he or she says, good lineup today. Would have rather played Ramsey instead of Miley due to him only just coming back. But I'm going for a 2-0 win for us. Good on you, NUFC Swan. Trevor says, if we win, I'll be pleasantly surprised if we draw as expected. If we lose, get Eddie out now before it's too late. There's no point. There's no point, though, is there? Because there's no one to replace him. We're not going to get relegated. I don't think we can make Europe now. There's no point getting rid of him now. There is literally no point. You wait till the summer when the managerial market gets more stock on the shelves, so to speak. So there's no point in sucking Eddie Howe now. Lennon, another one asking where Paul is on holiday. sunning himself by the pool or the beach, wherever he may be. Nobby says, no, Kev, you judged the line before the game. Anyone could judge with hindsight. Well, I'm thinking personally it's a poor lineup. I think it's controversial. I think he's asking for trouble with his lineup. But he sees that in training more than we do. He's obviously got the knowledge of the squad. And if we win, then it's the right lineup for me. I mean, so I don't think you can judge before the game. I mean, in my head, I think it's a terrible lineup, personally. Rock says, happy birthday, Paul Grant. Is it Paul Grant's birthday? Happy birthday to him, then. No doubt he'll be having a nice little party with his 2 watchers for his watch-along. Yeah, and it's Adam Redmond's birthday tomorrow. So, happy birthday for then, Adam. And he says, hope we win. Be a good start to my birthday. Yeah, happy birthday for tomorrow, mate. Slab ISO says, I don't understand what goes on in Eddie's head. Adam McTeer, like this, put on screen, that's that good. It's disgraceful that we only have 1 keeper on the bench. I love that. Yeah. It'd be just a game, though, wouldn't it, where we got two goalies injured? Can you imagine? I think that would be the time to actually understand and realise that Newcastle is a poison chalice, so to speak. Troll says we can't afford to lose this game. Yeah, I agree, but I mean, there's no point sacking the manager now. There really ain't. Nizza thinks that Granny will have the afternoon off. Maybe. Ruslan Sheikh 478. So he's watching the game from, well, I think it's Kyrgyzstan. I think that's how you pronounce that. It's one of those blocks around Russia, isn't it? In Azerbaijan, that kind of area. Eddie dropping everyone, including Paul, to that legend. Sharon, this is an interesting point and a good one. Let's hope Eddie wins, because that's nuts of a team. That bench is over £300 million of what we paid for FFS. That is quite true. It is, isn't it? That is quite true. So how do you pronounce that? XE's 1. 8400. It's only the striker position that's questionable. Good to see Gordon back on left. Well, there's the Miley one as well, isn't there? He hasn't played for weeks with his dead leg, and he's straight back in. Now, I don't mind that if he's fit, because I think he deserves to be in. But if he's not fit and he looks like he's not fit, then there's going to be questions asked, isn't there? And I don't mean fit as in the meaning that he's limping around a bit. It's just that he's slow in the game, a bit rusty. But I guess the only way you get him back match fit is playing him. So, fair play. Good question. Stephen Sullivan says, good luck, Trippier. Great player and definitely legend, without a doubt. British Modifier said they'll be fast for 20 minutes, then knackered. Positive thinking, though. Well, surely not. Surely we can't be knackered after 20 minutes this week. I would hope not. We've just had 3 weeks off, virtually. Aaron says, some people are saying, what is this lineup? We're going to lose. This lineup might be good. Just give it a chance. Well, that's what we have to do. You've got no choice no matter. We have no choice no matter. Quick skim over to here. Malcolm McIntyre with a £2 super chat. He says, hi, Billy. Newcastle win 2-0. Toon. Thanks, Michael. As always, a very generous benefactor of the channel. Cowan 365 says, seems to have started most of the players who didn't have international duty, maybe working on what he's doing with them during the break. That's a good point. Yeah, you're right. You're probably right there. At least I'm still here, says Ant. I said, yes, I'm always here. Like the factory cat, always here. We'll have a little drink. 10 minutes till kick-off, folks. Felia says, we can see your handsome face. That is the main thing. It looks like I'm one of those old Japanese kung fu movies, though, doesn't it? I'll concede myself that I'm way out of sync. But that's the cost of having a shit laptop and having OBS on. It'd be okay if I just ran it normally and had the banner along the bottom. then I'd be in sync. But you wouldn't have the scoreboard, you wouldn't have the team lineups, etc., and the match stats when they start kicking in. So, yes. Reluctant Geordie says the best Newcastle United channel. Thank you, Reluctant Geordie. Really appreciate that. Kev Bell says we play Bournemouth next week and they haven't lost since January and just won at Arsenal. We have to win today if we have any ambition of European football. I'm not sure that we're going to make that anyway, but yeah, I agree. Here's Chris from Evermore, NUFC. He says, Billy Bob, great seeing Miley back today and hope he can pick up where we left off pre-injury. Totally agree. I am worried about his lack of match fitness, but he's a young kid. Hopefully, like you say, he can pick that form up straight away. Because if he does, he's a massive asset to us, isn't he? Let's not forget, after you finished our stream here, head over to Evermore NUFC for their after-match discussion or celebration or the other end, rants, if we get ourselves beat today. But Evermore NUFC is the place to go for your post-match reactions, no doubt about that. Dean Pheasant says, is any picking a team in the dark? Yes. NUFC Swan says, what about us taking away the title from Arsenal? Just like how we took away the top four and then a couple of years ago. Yeah, but we were a better side then, weren't we? I've got no... What's the word I'm thinking of here? I've got no confidence in us going to Arsenal winning. Which, you know, I think it's the game for Arsenal. They want to play us. They'd love to have played us yesterday. They really would. I mean, in fact, they probably want to play us every week the way we're playing at the minute, but... Turpy says, all those dodgy websites, no, absolutely not, mate. It's OBS. It's the browser thing that gives you all this stuff that's taking away all the kind of stuff, isn't it? God, I'm not very technical, am I? But all the you know what I mean? All the bandwidth, so to speak. That's the word I was looking for. Badland says Gordon Asula, but Murphy. I don't like Alanga, but it should be him. Yeah, I tend to agree. Nigel Toon, it's fair to say, isn't very happy. He says, what fucking team is this? FFS? The PE teacher must want his P45. Ex-Andy Matt says, Voltamada will be handing in a transfer request very quickly, surely. Well, I think it depends on what happens in the summer. If Eddie Howe's still here in the summer and stays next season, I think he'll be on his way personally. Yeah. Rich Baxter Music says, I wonder what the group think is on this team. Yes, group think. 100%. I wonder what the group think. Well, I think it's safe to say that it's mainly dodgy as hell. Chris thinks it's going to be a draw. Mark down on the South Coast, Bournemouth fan. A good afternoon from the South Coast. That's the way to melt the Arsenal fans. Billy, press them and they can't handle it. 2-1 Toon today. But I'm afraid you've got better players doing the pressing and players that can press for longer than 20 minutes. Yeah, I think that's a difference. You know, the likes of Rayan and Krupi and people like that, they're great players. Trevor McDonald says, Eddie is fully prepared to take a Paul's holiday on his own. Doesn't need your help. Correct. And as it said, Dog's already looking around for escape routes. The poor guy, he stops out the road when we're playing. He's worse when we're winning, bless him. Ken says £180 million is striker signings on their asses. Starts with Murphy and Asula. I think it's time Eddie just FC UK's off. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. Kevin says, just fork out for decent desktop. Laptops are a waste of money after so many years. Pay the extra and get something that lasts 10 years and maybe get a gaming one you can have fun on. Yes, maybe you're right. We'll see. Sophie B says, Eddie Howe's admission today, he has no clue how to use Voltamada. I agree, Sophie. I think you bang on. Chris says, Gladburn's been dropped. It's been awful for months now. I think he may have played himself out the World Cup, mate, if I'm perfectly honest. There you go. The PE teacher's morphed into Keir Starmer. Yeah. Ant says it's a big call to start both Miley and Botman. Teams are coming out and we're in the green today. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know how black and white mixes with red and blue, but there you go. Yeah, the players are coming out onto the pitch. So we can get stuck into some commentary. Mark's enjoying the Palace cheerleaders. I mean, they kind of think that their home ground atmosphere with the flags and stuff is better than ours. But in all honesty, that's shit. The stand on the right of the, on the left as they're coming out the tunnel, it's like shit, basically. There's Mr. Howe heading to the seats. And the camera is scanning along the Palace lineup. I mean, Will Hughes has got blonde hair. Looks very much like an albino. But if you've got blonde hair like that, I wouldn't be growing a beard. Absolutely not. But hark at me criticising. Anyway, the Palace lot has been put on the screen now. Dean Henderson, he's an interesting goalkeeper, isn't he? He's a good goalkeeper. Hard to get past. Chris Richards back in the side. Maxence Lacroix and JD Canvo. Munoz, Hughes, Lerma and Tyrick Mitchell. And Jeremy Pino and Brennan Johnson. Lots of criticism of Brennan Johnson on the show Friday. And Jürgen Strand Larsen as their focal point striker. The Norwegian. So we've got Scandinavians at both ends of the pitch today. As the centre forward, so to speak. Benitez, Sarr, got a good bench though, Mateta, Klein, etc. The Newcastle line's about to come up now. There's Eddie Howe in his black polo t-shirt, very much PE t-shirt like. Ramsdale, of course, keeps his place. Why wouldn't he? Livramento, Botman, Chow and Hall. They have Chow playing on the left of the two in centre back. That's absolutely not going to happen. Midfield three of Lewis Miley, Sandro Tonali in the 6 and Joe Linton. I think Miley may start in the 6, but we shall see. And then the front three of Jacob Murphy, the captain, Will Asula and Anthony Gordon. Green tops, white shorts and green stockings. And the subs, Probe, Trippier, Wissa, Barnes, Elanga, Walter Mara, Willock, Byrne and Ramsey. Yeah. We are almost at kick-off time, folks. Palace about to go into their huddle. Brennan Johnson made his Crystal Palace debut against Newcastle at St James's on the 4th of January. Very brief huddle by them. We are in green shorts, actually, not white shorts. So, Will Asula, it's his second Premier League start this season. And if I remember rightly, his first one wasn't great. But yeah, we're all in green. There's Mr. Glasner. Won one of his last 10 games at Selhurst Park. So that home form isn't great. So tonight he's about to kick us off. And we're off. That clock's about 10 seconds behind. Oh, maybe not. Maybe 10 seconds behind, folks. But anyway, the ball's been headed on. Lewis Hall has it in the left-back area. Back to Aaron Ramsdale. He goes. And Ramsdale whips it out to Livramento on the right-back position. Livramento goes forward to Murphy. First switch of Murphy is horrific. Really overhit. And Palace on the attack with Hughes. Hughes goes wide to where Tyreek Mitchell is. Back inside for Pino. Whipped in ball into the box, cleared by Botman, and then further cleared by Miley. And then Lacroix plays it back to the keeper. Botman in his Batman mask. Henderson plays it out to Lacroix. Long clearance from him. Won in the air by Chow over the head of Strand Larsen. Now, Sven Botman has it with a little bit of pressure behind. Here's Hall. Johnson's pressurising Botman, and he plays it to Tonali. First time ball back to Ramsdale. Ramsdale calmly takes it down and kicks it long. Looking for Gordon in the air. Won in the air by Lacroix. Nick forward to Hughes. 1-2 with Strand Larsen. It's Pino. Botman again. Poor start this from Newcastle. Really is poor. Here's Hughes for Palace. Again, everything's been in the Palace half so far. Back he goes to Lacroix. And now Canvo. Floated ball looking for the run of Johnson. It's actually Munoz. Ball inside for Johnson. Gives it him back. Munoz. He has Richards behind him. Here's Richards. And he goes further inside where Jefferson Lerma is. And Palace is playing keyboard at the minute. Can't get the ball off them. Lacroix. Pressured by Gordon. Or Sood, I should say. Down the line looking for Mitchell. Palace playing some really nice football here. Stan Larsen. And that's a poor pass from him. Out for a throw-in. Will be a throw to Newcastle. Stan Larsen with a very loose pass. But he's definitely pressing. Here's Ramsdale. Further one wide to Botman. Wasn't the greatest pass in the world from Ramsdale. And Botman clears it off the Palace player. And it will be a goal kick. Excuse me. Which Botman's going to take. So it's all in green with white socks. Botman plays it across the penalty area where Malik Chow is. Chow floats one forward looking for Murphy or Sula, who's spanning behind the defender, but Palace dealt with it easily. Mitchell has it at the precise moment in time, plays it back. Sorry, that was Canvo, and it's Canvo again now. Back to Lacroix. Ball forward to Pino. Good 1-2, but well watched by Chow. And now it's Murphy, who loses it straight away. And now Hughes can break. Good ball from Hughes. Wide to Pino. Pino attacking the corner of the penalty area. Steps back where he has Jefferson Lerma. Lerma. And now Richards. Richards plays it square to Munoz. Gordon doing a good shift here, trying to get in between the two players, winning from both, but can't stop the passes. So they're far side of the pitch now with Canvo. Back to Lacroix. It's virtually 100% Palace possession here. Since we've started, it's for 4:23 in, and it's been non-stop Palace possession. They haven't really broke through as yet, but whenever we've had it, we just give the ball away. It's been poor so far. Bit of pressure coming from Asula on Canvo there, but it's back with Henderson. Everything's calm in the Palace kitchen. Pushing the back there from Chow, I thought, but referee didn't buy it. The ball's trying to get back into the penalty area, and eventually it is. And Ramsdale has it. Here's Chow. Botman. Back to Ramsdale, and Newcastle trying to get a semblance of possession here. Livramento. To Miley. Back to Chow. Now Ramsdale. And now Botman. And now Hall. Vociferous press here from Palace. Here's Joe Linton. First time he touched the ball. Good ball. Oh, it is a good ball. Forced to Asula. And Asula's got the pace, has he? No, he hasn't. Good defending from Canvo. Just as soon had a yard more pace, he might have been in then. Long ball over the top to nobody in particular. But that's the first good stuff we've done, actually. Joe Linton getting involved, the first time he's been on the ball. Here's Chow to Botman. And now Lewis Hall. Just short of the halfway line. Back to Sven Botman he goes. Botman's not really got a lot of choice here. Tonali's come deep for him. Plays it square for Chow. Murphy. Asula gets one in the back, but gives the ball away. Referee hasn't given a free kick for that, should have done. Clearance from Palace. Stren Larson wins it in the air. Pino runs onto it. This could be dangerous, this. He has to come backwards, though. Here's Will Hughes. Will Hughes has got Munoz wide to his right. Here is Munoz. First time cross comes in. Cuts out. It's Joe Linton, edge of the area. Plays it wide for Lewis Hall. Now Tonali. It is Tonali in the 6, by the way. Poor pass from Botman. Almost cuts out. Lewis Hall lets the ball run out for a throw-in. And it will be a throw-in deep in our half. Not the greatest start in the game, this, I have to say. Still thrown to Newcastle. Hall has it. And Hall switches play dangerously. And it's cut out by Mitchell. Now Lerma. 35 yards from goal. Pino. Spins. Plays a chip ball to this side where Brennan Johnson is. That's James Munoz. It's huge. So to try a bender from 30 yards, but straight into the arms of Aaron Ramsdale. No power on the shot. Murphy. Ball in for Sula. Sula take it down. Plays it back to Miley and now Tonali. Livramento. Lewis Hall with a little tiny bit of space. Johnson comes to him now. Gordon did come back and span him behind, but Hall refused to play the pass. Here's Botman. Botman in. Lewis Miley comes deep, receives it. Good play that from Newcastle. Murphy. Miley. Back to Chow. And at last, Newcastle are getting a bit of possession. Here's Hall. Now Gordon. Inside. Munoz he goes and he's brought down by Munoz. And that'll be a free kick to Newcastle. Good play from Gordon. That step inside the defender. Had him beat. Munoz lunged in from behind and gave the free kick away. Andy Madley's a FIFA referee. Christ almighty. He's got the FIFA badge on. Good grief. So free kick to Newcastle. We had to get this ball in the box. Hall and Tonali are over it. Could be an in-swinger from Tonali or an out-swinger from Hall. You pays him money, you take a choice. Personally, I think it'll be a Tonali. Here is Tonali. He's let it go for Hall. Bended one in, looking for a head of... Well, it fell to Botman and he kind of ducked down to get it on his head. Could have volleyed it. But Palace do clear it. Although Tonali's won it back. And now a long clearance, which Tino Livramento should tidy up. Runs past Brennan Johnson with ease. Good play that from Livramento. Plays it wide for Murphy, 1-2. But it's a poor pass from Murphy. And Palace regain the ball. Long clearance by Canvo, which is all the way down the pitch. And will bounce a whole half ahead of any Palace player. Ramsdale bowls it out to Botman with that mask on. Here's Hall. Past 4 or 5 minutes, Newcastle have definitely come on top without creating anything proper, but the possessions have been better. Here's Botman. And now Malik Chow. He goes back to Ramsdale. Hall. Big press from Munoz. Poor pass from Botman. And this might fall for Palace in the corner. No, it's not. It's going to be a throw into Newcastle. Deep in territory. Our territory. Yeah, McCann says purple patch Murphy seems such a long time ago. It does, doesn't it? And thus far, he's been very, very poor for us today. Gordon lost out in the battle with Richards there. Hall's watching Munoz, does well to step inside him, take the ball off him. Plays it back to Botman, who clears it down the line. As soon as out, strengthened by Lacroix. And, well, that's a foul, ref. Come on. Munoz again, this time on Lewis Hall. He will take the free kick. And back he goes to Sven Botman. I mean, that green top is literally, the green kit is the exact colour of the grass. It is right what Stato says, actually. Ball in behind, looking for the win of Asula. Murphy got a touch onto it and took it away from him. Dean Henderson came out and claimed it. And Lacroix just barged into the back of his own goalkeeper. Nearly made him drop it. But Henderson clears it long, looking for Strand Larsen. That's way over here. It will be a goal kick to Newcastle. Well, it's in the arms of Ramsdale. Malik Chow. Livramento, Tonali. No pressure this time from Strand Larsen. And Tonali can pick a pass himself now without going backwards. So he goes forwards, ball over the top, looking for the run of Miley. Will fall for Murphy. Now Miley wide on that right-hand side. Can't play for the youngster. That's a great ball too for Tonali. Here's Miley again. Now Murphy, wide on that side. Cross comes in near post, looking for Joe Linton. Cleared. It will be a corner to Newcastle. Good bit of football up Newcastle with Miley deeply involved. Good cross from Murphy to the near post. Chris Richards came across and cleared it out. But that's the first bit of decent football we've played there, really. Good defending that from... Actually, it wasn't. It was Lacroix who stepped in front of Joe Linton and put it out for a corner. Lewis Hall will take it in Swingar, looking for the... That's a terrible corner. Really poor. Got about a foot off the ground in it. Palace on the attack now. But Murphy wins it back and then loses it again. And then we win it back again. That's not a foul. He played the ball there. You stroker. Pino went over like a sack of spuds there, but I actually thought he played the ball. And he did. It's a bollock decision. Absolute bollock decision. How's that foul? Fuck off. Scandalous decision by Madley, but head from Botman. Joe Linton gets the foot in first ahead of Hughes, but can only divert it to Munoz. Now Jefferson Lerma. Further wide he goes to Canvo. His first pitch ain't great. Just get it away to Mitchell in the end. They play him behind. Well, that's a foul to Newcastle. Mitchell on Livramento, I believe. Might have been Murphy. Good defensive work from Murphy. I'm calling him Canvo, but it might be Canvot. I mean, I don't know if he's French or what, but anyway. He can stay Canvo for now. Here's Ramsdale. To Botman, has Hall available, and Hall can bring it away. And away he's coming, galloping up this left flank. Ball in behind, looking for Sula. It's a good ball too. Sula gets there. Ball will come back for Joe Linton here. But he's too slow on it and dithered. And Palace can break, but Botman's there to cover. Joe Linton. Hall, or was unlucky. Good play from Lerma. Good tackle from Joe Linton. Set the ball off Lerma. And Newcastle can have possession back again now. With the big centre-back, Sven Botman. Square he goes to Tonali. Might be coming back to Botman here. It does in the end. Hall's available again. Botman's looking more forward, I think. No, he's not. He's going to Chiao on the other side. Long ball from him. Looking for the run of Livramento. Livramento gets ahead to it. Falls to Asula. He's offside. No, he's given a foul. What the fuck is this ref playing at? Dear me. I mean, Sula can't understand what he's given a free kick for. Livramento ran onto the ball, didn't understand what he gave a free kick for. I don't think the Palace defenders knew what to give a free kick for. Yeah, and I don't know what he's given a free kick for. Anyway, he did give a free kick, and Palace can bring it away. Mitchell trying to get past Murphy, can't do so. Will be a throw-in to Palace. Supposedly handball according to Jet Play's games. I don't think it was, but there we go. It's as good as excuse as any. Lacroix. This could fall for Sula here. It does. Now Miley. Tonali, first time pass is cut out. Thought he saw a through ball there to Gordon. Didn't work. And now Newcastle on the press. And forced Palace to just give it away, really. Really poor game, this quality-wise, I have to say. Really poor. It's Hall. And now Botman. Chow. And Botman again. Gordon with a little flick, didn't work. Cut out by Richards. Pino plays nice bit of play from him. Here's Mitchell galloping down that left-hand flank. Murphy's back to defend him, but he goes back to Lerma. Lerma crosses it to the far post, where Munoz wins it in the air over Hall, but Gordon's back to cover. Holds off Hughes and plays it wide. That's good play. Miley has it now. Ball looking for the runner for Sula, but it's a poor one from Miley. Maybe we could have done better there. We had two players over there, and if we got the ball in this area down this left flank, then we could have been in business. Anyway, Johnson's beat Botman, and now he's motoring down that right flank this time for Palace. Ball comes in, Chow cuts it out. Miley back to Tonali. Now Joe Linton. Now wide, where Livramento can pick it up and maybe get a bit forward, but Pino's covering him. Livramento goes back to Ramsdale. Ramsdale getting a bit of pressure here, but he does get rid of it to Botman. And now Hall. Hall floats a long one, looking for the run of Sula. Not really. Put the effort in, Will, for fuck's sake. Jogging over to try and retrieve it. Here's Canvo. Now Lerma, back to Canvo. Miley's tracking him and lets him run the ball out. Well played that from Lewis Miley. And they'll have a minute's applause for a young Palace fan who sadly passed away not long ago in the international break. Horrible to see things like this, but fair play to Palace, the fans for applauding him. The ball is currently with Ramsdale, who's just knocked it to Botman. Botman plays to Hall. Gordon steps inside Munoz. Going to go past Hughes as well. He's gone all the way across pitch. Give it to Livramento. Livramento down the line for Miley. He's made a good run. Miley can't go anywhere, but knocks off Mitchell. Will be a throw-in. For Newcastle, will it be a long one? It's the question. Livramento looks like he's warming up for a long one. Get rid of the surface moisture off the ball with his top. Chow's gone forward. Botman's gone forward. Joe Linton's already in there. Asula's in there also. Got a bit of height. Murphy's come short. But it's going to be a long one from Tino. Hurls it in. Looking for a Newcastle flick. Doesn't get one. Tonali nods it back into the area. Botman flicks it on. Oh, nearly fell for us in the box there. Here's Livramento again wide. Cross is dreadful. Dreadful cross from Livramento. And it's cleared by Palace, where Ramsdale retrieves it on the halfway line, gives it to Livramento again. Out to Murphy. Murphy just keeps it in and loses it to Mitchell very easily. Very easily. And now here come Palace on the counter with Will Hughes in the middle. Hughes goes square to Jefferson Lerma. And Lerma has Tyvek Mitchell further left. Back to Mitchell again. Lerma. And Lerma slows it all down. Does a bit of a Scott Parker pirouette. Plays it wide for Canvo. Mitchell first time ball to Perino, who spins nicely. Miley gets in front of him. Joe Linton takes the ball off him. Good play that from Newcastle to get away from stuff. from the counter. Murphy drills one deep, looking for the winner of Masula. He's only hit it 30 yards over Masula's run. There's another one there, Simon. How many times has Murphy lost the ball? He's just done it again. This time with a dreadful pass. Richards over the top. Chris Richards, the American international, of course, into the arms of Ramsdale. This is shocking. Good grief. I think you probably see more quality on the Sunday League pitch than what we've seen from these two sides so far. Here's Hall, being pressured by Munoz. Munoz has got some engine, hasn't he? And then he presses the goalkeeper. Newcastle get away with the press with some lovely football. Sulu with his strength. This is really good for Newcastle. Great build-up. We've got 3 men on the left-hand side against one here. Richards. Gordon cuts inside, goes to the shot. Very selfish. Very selfish. Should have at least manufactured a chance there, but Gordon wants to do it all himself. Yeah. 3v1. Absolutely disgusting by Gordon, that. Really greedy. Anyway, here's Munoz, who's been really impressive so far for Palace. Floats one over the top, looking for Strand Larson. He nods it back nicely to Brennan Johnson. His ball is dreadful. Ball is back with Ramsdale. Johnson's now on the deck, holding his ankle. Get up. Not wrong we are. I'm saying that because I want him to stay on the pitch. I don't want Sark coming on. It looks like Sar's getting ready to come on, so they're clearly not very optimistic that Brennan Johnson will be able to continue here. Aidy Wolf says, I saw Derby in Southampton yesterday and the quality was much better than this. That new Saints manager is decent. He's certainly got him going, hasn't he? Well, it looks like Sar's put his T-shirt back on, so it looks like Johnson's okay for the time being to carry on. And that is good news for Newcastle, I would say. He's certainly walking off without a limp. And I think he'll be okay to carry on. Of course, he's got to stay off the pitch now for a while, for 30 seconds or so. And we shall resume play eventually. Lindsay watches have accidentally changed the settings on my TV. I seem to be watching a live match played at quarter speed. Yeah, you're not wrong. Here's Botman in centre circle, playing it down for Lewis Hall here, who, again, has probably been Newcastle's best player so far. Here's Gordon. Steps inside Munoz. Good ball, Joe Linton. Had room to turn there, but didn't do so. Give it to Hall. Hall cuts inside also and plays it to Tonali. Tonali bends one round for Livramento on that far side, and Livramento takes it down with the chest. Ball in for Murphy, trying to get a cross in. Can't do so. Does win as a throw in now. Off Tyreek Mitchell. Villa 1 up at Forest. No goals. Spurs and Sunderland so far. This is another of those long throws that did cause a little bit of problems last time. And there's Livramento. Hurls it in, looking for a flick on here. Gets one. Oh, but it's cleared away by Richards. Tonali nods it back in the area again. Hughes, bit of head tennis here. Johnson, who's back on. Doesn't seem to be off that long, and now it's a ball down. Livramento's back covering. He has Hall next to him. Goes further back to Ramsdale. Ramsdale gives it to Botman, who's going to get a bit of pressure from Johnson here. And doesn't know what to do with it, but clears down the line nicely. Over, that's a good ball. Gordon's in here. Who's going to get there first? Great pace there by Lacroix to get there ahead of Gordon. I thought Gordon was going to win that race, I must be honest, but didn't. Here's Joe Linton. And now Botman. Chow. Botman. Into Joe Linton's feet. Richards is at him. Gets it back, Joe Linton, nicely, despite the challenge of Hughes as well. Far post ball. Oh, the good goalkeeper from Henderson had to make it and did. And now Palace can attack us. Joe Linton wins it off Hughes. Ref gives a fucking free kick. Will you piss off, Madley? Fuck me. Shocking decision yet again. Here's Richards for Palace. Back to Henderson he goes. Dean Henderson, no pressure on him. So this pressing thing that we thought we were having with Sula, Gordon and Murphy hasn't come to pass because Henderson's just allowed to play out of his own free will there. Blatant pushing the back by Botman there. And he's a free kick. And Kev says on this day a year ago, we beat Man United 4-1. How times have changed. Free kick to Palace. It's about 40 yards from goal, but it's not a shooting opportunity. It's going to be bent in, I think, by Pino here. Looking for a Palace head. It's a good free kick. That was in a fantastic area, but nobody gambled on it, and out of play it went for a goal kick to Newcastle. Jet said, I wouldn't mind Lacroix, but I'd never want to try doing business with Palace again. Munoz is the one, mate. Munoz. If we didn't want another right back in the summer, he'd be a fantastic signing. Anyway, Newcastle play out nicely here. The Sid does well with his back to goal, but in the end he's tackled and Palace can come in the attack. But well stepped in there by Miley. Did really well there. Here's Miley again. Good football out from Livramento. Miley steps past Lerma to Livramento. Poor from him, though, and Lerma has it. Strand Larsen is robbed by Tonali. Good play that from the Italian. That's a terrible pass from Joe Linton, and Mignon steps in, takes off Gordon's toe. But Newcastle do have the ball. Hughes for Palace. To Pino, back to Canvo, into Lerma. Oh, that's a terrible pass. Played it in between two Palace players. Will be a throw into Newcastle United. Simi Curtis says it's very flat indeed. Flatter than a, well, whatever. Oof. Terrible tackle there by Mitchell. And he's hurt himself doing it. Ref did give a free kick in the end. Here's Malik Chow. To Aaron Ramsdale. Back to Chow. Pino comes under the press. Ramsdale, he stood there, but luckily enough, Newcastle can play. Here's Munoz again pressing Hall. A good ball from Hall to Tonali. Tonali runs with it. Gives it to Joe Linton. Joe Linton steps inside Richards. And here's Hall. Great ball from him with the outside of the right boot to Livramento. And all the momentum's gone now. With Livramento, he still got it, but if he'd have floated out to Miley, we could have been on something there. Here's Hall again. Once again, he's been Newcastle's best player. Botman plays it to Chow. Nice play from Miley. Very rarely gives the ball away. And he stepped into the side seamlessly to me. He's looked really good, to be fair. Here's Hall. Steps inside Brennan Johnson, plays it back to Ramsdale. Here's Joe Linton. And now Botman. Still in their own half here. Botman's going to go as far forward as he wants. Stan Larsen stamps off him. Here's young Lewis Miley. Square for Joe Linton. And then back to Miley. And Joe Linton. And now Anthony Gordon is very deep and very central. Plays it wide to Chow. Chow plays it in behind, looking for Sula. Sula gets there, ahead of Lacroix. Going to win our player, isn't he? Oh, well played, Sula. And he ends a free kick there. Ref doesn't give it. What about the free kick, you fucking blind twat? And Anthony Gordon is over to take the throw in, and he does take it. What's he doing over there? I think Gordon's trying to get involved in the game, but there was a free kick there that the referee clearly missed. An obvious one as well at that. Here's Botman to Hall. It was a poor pass from Botman. Hall managed to keep it in now. Receives it back from Lewis Hall. Relays it back to Aaron Ramsdale, who's 10 yards outside the penalty box, and we can't lose the ball here. Anyway, it's Hall. Well played for Botman, that. And Hall is motoring down that left flank. Plays a ball in behind, looking for the win of Asula, and he didn't get one. And James Mann sums it up perfectly with two words. Both have got about 30 Z's in it. Well played. You're about right as well. Another Eddie Snoozefest says Shana. This time jump there from Livramento, who's out of position, being covered by Murphy. And Murphy does well step in and take the ball. And wins the throw. Well played, Jacob Murphy. Good defensive work from Murphy after Livramento went a bit AWOL there. I mean, there's 2 or 3 gone AWOL in the past 2 or 3 minutes. We've seen Gordon in the 6th role. Then he wandered off to the right wing. Took a throw in ahead of Livramento. Then Livramento's wandered into midfield. Yeah, not much discipline in this Newcastle lineup at the minute. Here's Gordon now in his proper position. Loses out to Hughes. Tonali wins it back, but only can give it to Richards. Amos, this is dreadful football. Christ, Lord bless him mighty. Chow. Botman. Long floated ball to absolutely nobody. Well, he's picked out Matthew Simmons, the fellow that abused Eric Cantona before he got gone through kicks in the face. That's the area where that went. Anyhow, looking very, very annoyed about that. Oh, well played, Miley, though. Oh, it's Livramento, in fact. But still, the pass was awful. And Palace can now break, but Miley stepped in. And wins the free kick off Mitchell. Well played, Lewis Miley. Ciao. To Sven Botman. Goes back to Ramsdale. Ramsdale and Botman passing amongst themselves. Ramsdale goes long. Good control from Masula, but he's lost out to Lacroix there. And Palace can break. It's Johnson. Plays it in for Pino, far side. Pino's going to try and bend one. Save from Ramsdale. Munoz. Great save, Ramsdale. 2 fantastic saves from Ramsdale there. And that could and should probably win 1-0 to Palace. 2 brilliant saves now on Ramsdale. Certainly the second one was outstanding. Pino tried to curve it, far corner. Ramsdale's down. He's on the deck. Munoz comes in. It's on target as well. He's hit it with pace. Ramsdale's back on his feet to make the second save. Brilliant bit of goalkeeping. Didn't admire his save, which was great. I mean, he's parried it into an area, but then he got back. Now it's a set piece for Palace. It's a long throw. Flicked on by Lacroix. Ramsdale's out to smother it and take it. And can he bowl it out somebody? Yes, he can. He gives it to Livramento. Livramento will come back inside for Chow. Tonali's deep free this time. And he gives it to Snarley, who's been quiet. Here's Chow. Livramento. Nothing down the line for him, so he has to go backwards. Not even a decent pass down the line. I mean, that's terrible. Junior school kids, there's always someone down the line for you. This occasion, Gordon's down. That terrible pass from Gordon. Straight to Strand Larson. To Pino. Chow's got to get there and does. And he can stop it from going for a corner. No, he can't. He let it go out as well when the ref gave a corner. Chow let the ball run out and the ref give a corner. Well, that's... But Chow's saying, well, why would I let it go out if it's a goal corner? Well, Andy Madley gave the corner. But it will be a corner. And, well, if they score from this, refereeing error, or was it a Chow error? Oh, they nearly scored from it. Unmarked again. Is that zonal marking shite? And Canvo found himself free on the 6-yard box. Ramsdale did put him up a little bit. And therefore, Canvo's header wasn't controlled and went over the bar. Oh, he's got to score. He should score there, really. Ramsdale was not even the right side of the... I mean, he has put him up a little bit. But he's behind him. I mean, terrible miss that, really. Murphy nods it forward to where the Sulla would have been. Munoz nods it away. Hall wins it in the air, but it's gone straight to Lerma. Bodman's beaten in the air by Strand Larson. Tonali's there to tidy up, pick up the pieces. Plays it square to Hall. Hall delays his pass, and there's a foot in by Johnson. Will be a throw in to Newcastle United. No, we haven't had a shot on goal, LG. Gordon takes the throw in to Tonali. Back then to Sven Botman. According to the stats, says we'll have 2 shots, none of them on target, of course. And Palace are now on the attack with Hughes. As Munoz wide, as always. He's always available, Munoz. Comes back to Will Hughes. Square ball then to Canvo. And now Tyrick Mitchell. Back to Canvo. He should have scored a minute ago. Good ball, though. Cross comes in, looking for Strand Larson. Might fall for Munoz. But luckily enough, Hall was alive to that. Did get a complete back in the back from Munoz through his troubles. And Hall is down. I think he's okay, though. He may have hurt his arm in the fall. Getting to his feet, Munoz pulls him up, and Hall is okay. It was dangerous, very dangerous, and good job Lewis Hall was alive to it. Because if it hadn't have been, I think Munoz scores there. Good defence from Lewis Hall, even though he took a bang for his problems. In fact, it was the fact that Munoz landed on top of his neck. Could have been awful, that, but luckily for us, Hall's okay. Here's Botman. Chow. Chow floats one, looking for the run of Livramento. Asuna might get there before him. In fact, he doesn't. He runs out of play for a throw-in. Forest have equalised against Villa at the City Ground. Still no goals at the Stadium of Shite. Johnson plays to Munoz. Munoz floats it down the line, looking for the run of Johnson. He's out physical by Botman, is Tonali. Gordon, little touch to Hall. Good ball forward for Joe Linton. Can he feed Gordon again? Oh, no, he can't. Palace now. Pino. Wide to Munoz. Always available. To Jeremy Pino. Jeremy Pino, I should say. Not Jeremy. It's a Y. Here's Hughes. He might have a dig from distance here. Doesn't do so. Goes wide across to Canvo. And now Lacroix and Richards. First time ball by Munoz. Nice little 1-2. Ball in, looking for the run of Johnson. Great defending from Chow. Goal kick, Newcastle. Channel says worst player, Gordon or Masula, with a £2 super chat. It's a tight one. Here is your aforementioned Sula. Good strength. Now Miley, who's fouled. Good control from Gordon, luckily. Running at Munoz now. Going to cut inside at some point, isn't he? Why not go for the byline? Into Hall. Back he comes. Oh, great cross across, but it just didn't fall for a Newcastle player. Otherwise, surely that was 1-0. Livramento. Now Botman. And now Gordon. Nice ball from him into Joe Linton. Back to Anthony Gordon. Miley. It's Livramento actually in a very advanced position. Chow out to Tonali. Miley with some good strength. Newcastle do manage to manoeuvre the ball nicely to some space. Tonali. Miley. No, it's Livramento again. He keeps cropping up in places where you don't want to see him. Good football from Newcastle. Really good. Cross comes in. And there's a Sula. He scores! Willis Sula scores. No flag is there. Great bit of football from Newcastle United. And Willis Sula was on the end of a fantastic cross to nip it in second time of asking. Before we play Granny, I think we need to see if it's offside or not. I don't think it is. But yeah, really good football from Newcastle United. Great move down that right-hand side. Cross came in. And Sula got in there. I think he's sticking his toes up at the Palace fans. Let's see this again. There's no offside here, is there? Great play from Miley. Great cross from Miley. There's no offside there. Here's Granny. First bit of real football we've played in the whole game, and it ended up in a goal. Outstanding. Hit Sula on the arse, and luckily it fell to him, and he knocked into an empty net. But great triangle on the far side with Miley, Tonali, and Murphy. The cross from Miley was absolutely phenomenal. Cross hard and low, and there was a Sula to put the ball in. We take what some might say is an undeserved lead, but still, I mean, let's be honest, both sides have been pretty poor. But here's Palace now, trying to get back into the game. Here's Pino. To Lacroix. To Richards. Robbed there by Hall, who's motoring. Gives to Gordon. Gordon plays it in for Sula. Can Sula get a crossing? Because Hall's in the box. Going to tackle himself here. No, gives it back to Gordon. And then further back to Sven Botman. And Newcastle can reset. Chow. Livramento. Murphy. Murphy to Tonali. It was poor from Murphy, actually, that. Give Tonali a hospital pass, and Tonali lost it. Newcastle didn't win the ball back, though. Miley's been phenomenal. It's Livramento again. Murphy steps inside one, plays it wide for Livramento. Back in for Murphy. Might have a dig from distance. Cuts inside. Oh, it's a good tackle from Canvo. Just as Murphy's about to pull the trigger. And Lewis Hall steps in, takes the ball off Brendan Johnson. This is much better than Newcastle United. Much better. Here's Hall in the right back position. Gives it to Chow. Chow will give it to Botman. It'll probably come to Joe Linton here. Here is Joe Linton. Been very good the past 5 or 10 minutes, Newcastle. Here's Gordon. Up against Munoz. Brendan Johnson comes back to help Munoz. Room for Joe Linton to get a nice cross in here if he wants to. Doesn't do. Just keeps the ball square to Tonali. And now Murphy. Back to Chow. Botman. And now Hall. Gordon gets fouled. If you're not calling out a foul, he did call a foul. And Munoz with about his maybe 8th or 9th foul of the first half. Still gets to be yellow carded. I mean, none of them have been bad, but persistent fouling usually gets you a yellow card. Adam Walsh on the bench is laughing, actually. He seems in a good mood. It's a throw into Newcastle, which Lewis Hall will take. He's got Joe Linton down the line. He's got Tonali in some space. Good throw in too. Here's Tonali. Asula. Back to Tonali. Tonali's going to try and bend one. No, he goes wide. Murphy, can he find a good cross? He's going to try and shoot. Greedy twat. Get a cross in for fuck's sake. Here's Hall. Hall maintains possession, goes past Munoz, but Munoz gets a foot in. And it will be a throw to Newcastle United. There's 2 added on minutes, which I haven't put on the thing. Oh, they've done it for me. Nice one. Gordon. Back to Botman. And now it's Chow. And now it's Livramento. And ball in there looking for the winner for Sula. Sula's taken down there by Canvo. Right away, it's Lacroix right on the edge of the area. And this should be a good chance here for us. As soon as down, he will get to his feet. But he's looking dangerous there. And he'd beat Lacroix there with a lovely bit of a step over. And Lacroix just taking him down. Dangerous. This is dangerous. Nice free kick on the edge of the area. The 2 minutes of added on time have gone. But can we go into the second half with a 2-goal lead? Because this is a really dangerous free kick. Murphy, Hall's there. This should be an in-swinger for Hall. Should be. Tonali's also there. Joe Linton's about to go across as well. Murphy may have pulled rank, and he has done. Well, has he? Because Murphy's still there. It's Murphy with the in-swinger or Hall with the out-swinger. It's Hall goes for goal. Good save from Henderson. And that is the half-time whistle. Newcastle go into the half-time with a goal lead. And I'm trying to change the half-time thing. There we go. And looks like the graphics just come into play there. Yeah, so there we go. 1-0 to Newcastle United. Really poor quality for most of that first half. The last 5 or 10 minutes, I thought we started getting into it properly. With some nice football. Tonali started getting involved. We got Miley into it more. Gordon grew. Murphy grew to a certain extent. And Asula scores from a great cross from Miley. It's the past 10 minutes was great. The first 35, very, very average. And they were they've been shocking as well. So, who are we to say? 1-0 to Newcastle. And do we deserve it? Probably not, but who cares? Anyway, let's see what we've got here in the super chats. Pop-Off says, is this an old stream? That team is from 24-25 season. No, it isn't, Pop-Off. You're absolutely wrong. Thanks for the £5 though, mate. £10 super chat from Toon. Eddie's playing a Suda so we can try and play like we did with Isaac in the team. Yes, we agree. He's going backwards to try and stumble over result and performance. Well, the result's good so far. Nick Thornton says, with the £2 super chat, Big Nick on the bench is absolutely criminal today. FPS Nicks, I want one game this season where decisions make sense. Well, I guess at the end of the game, you'll see that. Asker, who's been a member for 32 months, first game of the season in Iceland, top league was much better than this game. Yes. Nick Thornton, another £2 super chat, 11 players already on the bench, on the beach. Embarrassing. Well, to be fair, we did step into it. Cass has been a member for 3 months. Do we practice passing in training at all? Can't remember the last time we had 10 passes in a row. Well, it did get better towards the end, as I say. NUFC 90, we've been dreadful. No creativity at all. Poor. Night Scoy 892 with his super chat. If this first half is anything to go by, this is the biggest showing as to why Howe needs to go in the summer. We look terrible. And then he says, thank God for that, because we've looked Shocking before that. George, Paul's neighbour at the home games, with a 4.99 super chat. I'll take a goal against from the play. Thanks, George. Very much appreciated. Ian Breen has been a member for 7 months. Great comments, Billy. Hopefully now we've got the goal, we can go on and get a few more. Yes. That's the hope. But does that happen very often? I'm not sure it does. But in the meantime, I'm going to quickly go and have a quick... no, I'm not. I'm okay. Sod it. Let's not. We are winning. Let's take advantage of it. Let's see what else. We've got another starred comment there from James Hilliam, who's been a member for 7 months. Scrappy game on the back foot, but isn't it nice to have a strike in the box, approach a goal? Great ball in from Miley. Away the lads. Yes, it was. It was a terrific assist. And even then, it kind of hit his arse and then controlled it with his arse and on the floor. And then to knock it into an empty net. But, I mean, they'll be disappointed, but so what? Dan says they pressed, Dan Kane over in America there, they pressed like crazy and we didn't concede. Ramsdale stepped up, and when they started to gas up, we stepped up. Yeah, it's a very, very good assessment, to be fair. And so I'm assuming that it'll be the same second half. As long as we don't gas, we'll be all right. But I think they'll be crazy and they'll bring changes on, won't they? There's no way in God's earth Brennan Johnson comes out for the second half. Ismail Assar will definitely come on. Probably Adam Wharton as well for Lerma, maybe. That is if Glasner's bothered. But God, I like that James. I like that. Is it Sebastian Munoz? I don't know what he's, but Munoz. I do like him. I think he's an excellent player. Michael says, like watching paint dry, but at least we're winning. No, I'm okay. I'm kind of, when you think you're going to need a wee in about 10, 15 minutes, I reckon I can hang on. I reckon I can hang on till the end of the game, to be fair. Jazz, the mag says, someone sack Eddie before you can give the team talk. What you need is someone to divert him away from the changing room. Phil Farr says, shit game, but I'll take the win if it happens. Yes. Sharma says, remember Palace played Thursday night. We should be dominating them and winning them off the park. Well, most of the players that played Thursday night on the bench, to be fair. Mike Elliott says, well, haven't seen all the first half. We're going to see Ramsdale saves and a Sula goal. Happy for Sula. Come on, a Toon. Scott Teapot says, Nick must be off in the summer. If he doesn't play, he's out surely. You never know. Callum says, love you, Billy. That's very nice of you, sir. Thank you. Toon Pub says, 6th place is looking good for us if we can finish on a win. Susan is pulling. Yes, he is. He's sunning himself in the Caribbean, I was going to say then. The Caribbean. Canaries. Get there eventually. Jeff says, Gordon is better when he starts left. Can't ask him to stay there as that's really easy to defend. Rotations and quick movement. Unlock defences. Excuse me. Yes, I agree. Ken says, it's always worth a half-time number 2. I don't want a number 2. Absolutely not. Hello, Michael Taylor. Hope you're well. Ladry says, well, we don't have to wait till the summer to change manager. Get Mresca in now to inspect the site how it's built before planning sizings and pre-season. No, because they're House players. I think Howe deserves to finish the season. If he gets into Europe, then I think he probably deserves to stay next season. We shall see. We shall see what happens. I do worry for him. I mean, I think he'll go in the summer, but we shall see, won't we? Joe Linton says we've been good in spells. Hopefully certain substitutes are made and it can bring some energy and effort to the team. A £5 super chat from John Bowles. Fantastic from Ramsdale. A good scrappy goal from Masula. Now to do what we're shocking at. Defending Leeds. That is a fair comment. 35 I think it's South African run from Jared Cross. Super chat. Happy to be up, but nothing has changed for me. Performance was shite. against a weakened Palace side. Shane O'Ivor in Australia. Asuna might be the greatest striker of all time, and Murphy may be the worst right winger of all time. Yeah. Morgan Ashton, is it just me who thinks Gordon has been awful? I don't think you probably are. I know there's bound to be people. If Gordon scored 20 goals in one game, they'd think it'd been awful. So no, I don't think you're on your own there, Morgan. Seems to stand there waiting for the ball and keeps getting intercepted. I think it's been kind of systematic of the rest of the team. I think it was terrible for the first half hour, and then he came into his own like the rest of the team seemed to. So yeah, and BMOL with the $4.99 super chat. He says 65 minutes. He's going to put Barnes on the left, Gordon up front, and drop Asuna to centre half. Well, I don't think that's going to happen, but I do understand where you're coming from there. Hello, Choppy. Hope you're well. BBC is saying that Kwa touched onto Asuna, which I don't think did happen. But if that's the case, then Molly will lose assist, which I don't think it's fair. I think it's that great a cross. I think he deserves an assist for it. JBTV says the club needs to go all out in the summer for Hendrick. Don't think we've got the money for that, mate. Rudy Jasmine asking where Stato is. He's got family commitments today. Brock and roll, Miley Rob. Yeah, it looks like he's been robbed of an assist. I don't give a shit. That's an assist to me. Sod the BBC, sod the Premier League. So it was a terrific cross. Geordie number 9, Brian 8 says, fancy that. Asuna scoring a classic Voltamada goal. I'm not sure Voltamada would have been there, though, would he? And from what we've seen, he likes to get in the 6-yard box very much. You know, it's all right. It's criticising the manager for not playing him, but could you honestly say, I know it's hypothetical, but could you honestly say on what we've seen from Voltamada so far that he would have been in the box to tap that in? I'm not sure. Martin William Michael says, half-time talk, sit back and let two in. Michael Taylor says, sorry for not being here. I've been in hospital. Mate, you haven't got to apologise. You come whenever you want. Dan Kane evidently resting for Thursday. Yeah, they've got the second leg, haven't they? Their Europa, whatever it is, the Europa League, isn't it? Yvonne says, Hughes could be a nasty bee on the pitch. Yeah, I don't like him. Hate him. Shannon says it's basically Palace's second team. They have options, I don't know. Daniel Munoz, yes. Yes. Again, there's a genius trolling of their keeper by feinting the ball with his arse. No keeper could save that. To be fair, he didn't even try to, did he? British Modified said Eddie will really pump them up with his team talk and they'll push on and batter them. Haha, I joke. I think we all knew that, mate. Toon Doonander, been a member for 38 months. He says, on your Billy, you legend. Murphy's got to go, surely. Do you agree, Billy? Would you sell him, mate? Get fuckle for him. Got to get a few this half. I would have sold Murphy last summer when he had some value. Personally. And it's not hindsight saying that. I did say it at the time. Like I would have sold Almiron before we did, when he had value. But I don't think there's any value in it now. I don't know if we get anything for him. Troll says, guess it's time for half-time. Uno for Howe on the lads. Jamie says, good morning, Billy. Bob getting here late. Was at service, perplexed at the way Eddie treats Big Nick. The keeper, back three and wing backs all played Thursday. Yeah. Star Vervis, I want to tell you all good luck. We're all counting on you. Palace. So you can't be a Brighton fan, surely. Jared says, maybe with a full training week and no European games, we have the standards. Maybe. James Johnson says, I'm happy we're doing well, but I'm not going to get too excited until I see you either get a draw or win today. I'll take either, to be honest. The Crimson Lip says, it's half-time. You know what that happens. Second half will be Dyer. Spelt as in Eric Dyer. Bracken Love says, Gordon nearly assisted Strand like he did. Yes. Niall says a score should not mask how bad this team has been. For the first half an hour, I agree with you, Niall, but the last 15 minutes was better. A lot better. Stinky Finger says Murphy's pay rise well earned, I see. I mean, the fact he got a pay rise without any kind of increase on his contract length was, well, it's just ridiculous, really. Anyway, Salvador says, I thought we'd see something different from this Eddie Howe side. Half of this squad looks checked out, mind. Here's a nice positive one from Ilka Howard. Guys, I'm going to call it. Miley will be influential and as good as Steven Gerrard. I don't care what anyone says, he's that damn good. Yeah, it's a big statement to make, but I mean, well, yeah. I do understand where it's from, and if he ends up half as good as Steven Gerrard, we've got ourselves an absolute genius, haven't we? So, yeah. FPS Nick says 199 super chat. Will we see a swap 70 plus minutes? Asula for Big Nick. I don't know. Maybe. And £5 super chat from Keith Truscott. Up to the goal, creativity from midfield, average performance overall. Palace still a threat to us. Eddie's team talk now. Yeah. Well, I need to get back on the man here. No, that's not good. Palace are now coming out for the second half. Don't know if there's been any changes, but we will soon see. And Andy Madley comes out last with the ball. I can still see Will Hughes out, which is good news. Depends how bothered, I guess, that Glasner is. I mean, I guess he's a professional footballer. Lerma's out as well, so that means no Wharton, which is good news. I think they have made one show. Is that P now, is it? Anyhow, Palace will take on the responsibilities of kicking off the second half. And Andy Madley is about to kick us off. And there we go. We're off and running. What it's kicking up goal for, I don't know, but at least the clock's working, which is good news. And now I don't have to do anything there, and the clock is actually bang on, which is great. And Newcastle do have the ball on the left-hand side with Gordon. Tackle comes in, and Gordon's lost out there. Lewis Hall steps in and clears it out for a throw into Palace. Here's Gordon with a hoof over his head, angled towards Asula. Does get a head to it, and Miley almost won that. The ball is now with Canvo, and Miley's trying to get in goal side of him to stop him. Did well there, Miley. Forced a poor pass from Canvo. Now the pressure's on. Miley's pressurising Canvo. No pressure on the goalkeeper, though, and Miley's... What is that position now? Chiao wins it in the air. Ball's with Hughes, and now it's with... Mitchell, Canvo, little chip over the top, looking for Strand Larsen. He gets ahead to it, but there's no one ahead of him, and it will be a throw-in to Newcastle. BBC are now giving Miley the assist, and so they should as well. Strand Larsen's been on since the start, Julie. Here's Livramento with a throw-in. Trying to find some to pass it to. Gives it to Tonali, who loses out in the throw-in. It's a poor throw from Livramento, that. Shot comes in, it's blocked, and they wanted a handball for that. Good header from Miley. Now Asula. Well, Asula's been balked from behind by Lacroix, and it'll be a free kick to Newcastle United. Now, do VAR look at this supposed handball? We're about to see. It's a shot from... Nah, it's never... It's his leg with his arms next to it, so it's not a penalty either way. And we shall continue with Tonali. And now Chow into Botman. Botman plays it wide for Hall. Pressure's on again from Palace here. Gordon, first time ball, looking for Murphy, who'd come in field. Murphy with his most feeble attempt to try and head the ball. Jumped about an inch off the floor. And here's Richards for Palace. And down the pitch, he looks for Sven Larsson, whose control is absolutely awful, and out of play goes for a throw-in. Hall with a throw. It's got Joe Linton. Joe Linton takes it off him. Plays it back to Chow. And now Livramento. Well played that from Chow, actually. He was under pressure. Played a nice pass. Ball in behind looking for the run of Murphy. He does get there first, ahead of Canvo. Got 2 men on him now because Mitchell's good. He's got 3 men on him. It's Murphy against 3. Lerma pushes him off the ball physically and wins the throw-in. I thought that was a free kick, actually. Lerma, I think, was a bit over the top there with his challenge on Murphy, but Murphy, he's never going to beat one man, let alone 3. Physically. Tyrick Mitchell, England's national, of course, at one time, with the throw-in. Pressured by Asula, and will win Palace a throw off the foot of Jacob Murphy, who stepped in. And this time Mitchell's going to... What is he giving him a free kick? Are you taking the piss? Fucking absolute nonsense decision. Free kick. Shit on a fucking brick. Which Henderson's come out to take, and he's lumped it down the pitch onto the head of Malik Chow. That's a foul. Ref all day, every day. Ref doesn't give it. Fuck me. That is a disgusting decision. He basically just got fucking kibosh from behind. Ref didn't give a free kick. It's a terrible play. Here's Asula. Is it Asula? Goes past one. Goes past. Good save, Henderson. Really good save. Probably should have scored there. But Richards gave the ball away. And then Asula was in. Lacroix comes across. He steps inside Lacroix. Goes on the outside of the wicket. But again, you need to go across the goalkeeper. Henderson was in a good position and kept his foot in the way of the ball. But it did go for a corner. So Newcastle still have an attacking chance here. Curving in, coming in now. It's a terrible corner. Here's Livramento. Floating in again. It's overhit this time. We'll go out for a goal kick. I agree with Jones. I mean, Asula did get pushed in the back earlier in the move, and nothing was given. Palace have played with 5 here. Pressure's on. Miley's going to give Canvo some trouble. Canvo just lumps it, and there's a poor head of that from Livramento. He knows it. Trying to give it to Murphy. Pino robbed by Tonali. Brilliant from Tonali. And he wins us a free kick. That's great play from Sandro. Really good. And Lerma's come out in the second half with a bit of a crazed head on. I think he's seen red at half time. And Tonali will take the free kick. Looking at the far post, it's headed away. Livramento steps into space here where Chow's fouls Munoz. Very clumsy from Malik Chow. And it'll be a free kick to Palace. Well, it's not there. It's outside the area, but they're going to play on. Henderson rolls it to Canvo, and pressure's coming on. Loved Miley's energy today. Ooh, almost nipped in there. And unfortunate for Newcastle. Murphy almost got in to take the ball off him. And then the ball went to something else, and someone else, I can't think who it was. And Livramento stepped in front but couldn't keep it in. Here's Canvo back to Henderson. Header from Botman. Miley couldn't compete in the area there, but Botman steps in again. Pino loses out to Livramento, who's again in the middle of midfield. Here's Gordon with the overlapping Hall. Gives it to him this time. Hall should have tried to give it back, but it's good defending from Richard stepping across. And it will be a throw-in to Newcastle, a level with the penalty area, which Gordon receives. Here he is. Backward he comes, where Sven Botman has it. Botman again. Newcastle's going backwards here. And will be another throw into Newcastle. There's the cone dropper in his cream jacket and white t-shirt and orange skin. Hall down the line. It's a poor throw-in straight on the head of Richards, but Hall receives the ball back from the header. And he got lucky there. Ball deflects into the path of Livramento. And Livramento can go for the box here if he wants to. Plays it. Oh, Murphy stopped running. And Livramento played into the gap where he thought Murphy was going to be. Unfortunately for him, Murphy, like I just said, has stopped running. No, my neck isn't hurting, PC White. The camera's below me, so it's catching me looking. I'm actually looking there, so it's not too bad. Joe Linton steps in, clears it for a throw into Palace. He should be the captain in my eyes, Joe Linton. Here's Tonali. Good ball. Gordon. Robbed by Richards, but Joe Linton steps in. Poor pass from him, though. And here come Palace on the attack. Great tackle, Chow. Brilliant. Steps outside Lerma. Then gives it away. And now Palace can break with a couple of players out of position here for Newcastle. Lerma. Canvo. To Lacroix. And now Richards and Canvo got took late there by Asula. And ref stopped play and give a free kick. Hughes wanted the advantage. I don't know if Asula's going to get a book for that or not. And Asula does high five Lacroix, an apology. Chow back to Ramsdale, who clears it first time. The flag's up for offside. It will be a free kick to Newcastle United. Asko, the super chat. I worry about the second half after his team talk. Nick Thornton, this performance after 3 weeks of work plus training. Yeah. We've held our own second half, to be fair. The quality's still really poor from both sides, mind. Here's Canvo. Flicks it back to Henderson. Henderson, long clearance. Looking for Strand Larsen. Strong to play by Tonali to nod it away. And it will be a throw into Palace. Richards plays it wide. Gordon almost stepped in there on Munoz, but do you win the ball back now? Here's Gordon. Poor pass from him. He has it again now. Now it's with Miley, who is now sitting in the sixth, incidentally. Nice little ball from Gordon to Miley. Went for the return. Livramento couldn't control it. It was a poor pass from Miley. And now Palace can counter with Lerma. Luckily for us, he's slowed it down a little bit. Plays it square for Hughes. And now Pino, who's definitely the danger man. The Palace 10. Back across goal, he goes for Lerma. Tonali's shepherding him out. Is Johnson, and it's going to be a corner to Palace. Almost really good that for Newcastle, but just on the edge of not playing dangerous balls in the wrong areas of the pitch, and we end up losing it. And now it's a corner, which we have to be, well, good from. Well, it looks like Tino's taking Strand Larsen man-to-man with the aid of Joe Linton. Tonali's on the back post with Canvo man-to-man. Mismatches, you'd say. In the swinging corner. Can Ramsdale come and get it? Yes, he can. Good goalkeeping from the Southampton asset. And he bowls it out. Livramento's got Murphy in front of him. And Murphy waits the ball to get to him and is robbed. That's poor from Murphy. Poor. Well, Mateta is about to come on with his tucked-in shirt and his high shorts. And I think Adam Wharton also about to come on. Here's Livramento, a little bit of space. Goes back to Murphy. And now Miley with space. Cross comes in. And it's over everyone's head. Richards clears. That's a foul, ref. And he gets it too. Little nudge in the ribs there by Pino and Livramento. Little sneaky one. And it will be a free kick to Newcastle. Level with the corner of the penalty area. Maybe 15 yards outside it. 10 yards. Yeah, 10 yards. If that. We're about 18, 25 yards from goal here. Pino not happy with the decision, but it was definitely a foul. A very sneaky foul at that. Murphy, Hall, and Tonali over this free kick again. Botman, Soulard, been manhandled. Tonali floats it in, looking for Newcastle head. As soon as on the deck, well, Chow's on the deck. Here's Miley. Back to Livramento. And now Hall. Back to Livramento. Good play from Livramento, that. And Gordon has it. Good real play, this. Gordon, unlucky. Newcastle will win this throw if it goes out. Tonali keeps it in, gives it to Murphy. Well, should have gave it to Tonali first time there. Delayed it, but put Murphy in. Edge of the area. Again, Murphy can't get the cross in. Despite having ample chance to, Newcastle win the ball deep in territory again. Poor pass this time from Tonali. And Palace finally do get it clear. Header from Hall. And then another one from Mitchell. And then that's a great ball from Pino. God, what a goal. What a ball that is on the volley. To Munoz on the far side. Now Hughes. And now Canvo. Plays it in behind Murphy where Mitchell's on the overlap. Ball comes in. It's a good cross. This is trouble for Newcastle. Pino. Oh, just over the bar. Trying to bend it. Maybe a little bit too... instead of just getting on target. But great bit of play. The volley pass from Pino earning the ball was absolutely sensational. But in the end, it was Pino who was trying to bend it in the top corner. Trying to be a little bit too accurate. And over the bar it went. But he's definitely the danger man. Looks a hell of a player. That's a waste of a kick there from Ramsdale, straight to Henderson. Canvo, pressure coming in. Good ball forward. And we look to be on our own here. Chow against Strand Larsen. And Chow is, well, he's up to it. Brilliant defending. Now Livramento loses it in a poor area. Come on, Tino. Play the percentages, man. Hughes now. Good step in from Joe Linton. Doesn't fall for us. Falls back to Canvo again. And now it's with Hughes. Here's Hughes again. Plays it square for Canvo. Wide further to Mitchell. Back to Canvo again. And Canvo's going towards the box. Good ball of space there. Well, that was really intricate from Palace and it didn't work because we had a solid 9 and the ball in the end went into past the goal. Yeah, out of play. Well, Johnson's off for Sarr. These are the 3 big changes for Palace. Sarr will give Hall much more of a game than Johnson did. Hughes for Wharton. Wharton, of course, is going to be much more of a threat than Will Hughes will ever be. And it's going to be Mateta for Strand Larsen, I imagine. And indeed it is. And here comes the man with the tucked-in shorts, which I can only assume is showing to... Well, I'm not going to say what I think why he pulls his shorts up tight for, but there you go. He's running like put it this way, he's running like a grandfather clock. Very much in the Linford Christie mould. 64, and people in chat want changes from us. It is very old school, lad. You're right. Long clearance there from Ramsdale, which Joe Linton gets ahead to, but can only divert it out of play. Yeah, the Mackhams are beating Spurs, which is a terrible result for Spurs. That ain't great for us, to be fair. Here's Ramsdale. Long clearance. Right down the centre, all the way back to their keeper. Trevor said, for some reason, my mum loved watching him run. Yeah, wonder what that was. Look, it looked like he was always prepared to run a relay, didn't it? Even if he ran on his own. Oh, dear me. Asker says, super chat, my neighbour's painting a wall. I think I'll go and watch it dry. I think that's more action to watch in this game. Botman trying to get in front of Sarr there, and it's thrown to Newcastle. Tonali. Very strange ball up, but Livramento under unnecessary pressure, and he dealt with it remarkably well. Here's Murphy, back to Livramento. Newcastle with a bit of a semblance of control over the game, I have to say. Harvey Barnes about to come on. Foul there. Nasty again from Munoz. I don't know how many fouls he's made in this game. It's quite a few. Oh, it's nearly 6-7 minutes. I wondered why Harvey Barnes was about to come on. It's Miley. Poor from him. Played some trouble there. That's the first mistake Miley's made, and now Palace on the attack. Pino slips on the edge of the area, but still maintains possession. Back to Canvo, who was lazy there and let the ball run under his foot. Here's Pino again. Square to Lacroix. Further wide it goes to Richards. Ramsey for Miley be the change I make. I must be honest. Here's Lacroix, and Palace have gone all the way back to the centre halves in their own positions now and don't look comfortable on the ball, I have to say. Henderson with the clearance to Mateta. That's a good one this time. Chiao's holding on to him, but Mateta plays the ball back. And the refs give a free kick against Chow. He was holding on to his shirt, to be fair. The ref could have played the advantage there, but didn't do so. I mean, he has got hold of his shirt, but I mean, yeah. I mean, it's 6-1 after the other there. They're both at it. He's almost pulled Mateta's shirt off, to be fair, in the end, but strange decision. Because especially as I had the advantage as well. We have to be strong here because they've got more aerial threats now with Mateta's one. Pino's, it's a free kick level with the edge, right-hand side edge of the penalty area, corner of it. And it's about 5 yards, so about 23 yards from goal. Got to be strong. Pino will take the free kick. Here he comes, looking for a Newcastle head, and they've hit the bar. And then a great challenge from Hall, who has took a really bad stood the knee there. That could be nasty, that. That looked dangerous. Really poor. Oh, God. I fear the worst here for Lewis Hall, guys. I mean, they've hit the bar. They should have scored, but it's a really, really bad collision between Munoz and Hall. Munoz is trying to volley it. He's volleyed it. And after he's volleyed it, his boot's gone right into Lewis Hall's knee. I don't want to alarm people, but that looks pretty bad from... Oh, it's not his knee. Luckily, seems to have missed his knee. May have got his thigh, but it's still a bad one. Still a bad one. Is he on his feet? He's sitting up at least. And Munoz has a train on also. At first view, I thought that Munoz's boot had gone straight into Lewis Hall's knee, but that wasn't the case, fortunately. I don't think it should be a red, Tony, but definitely a yellow card for not being in control of himself while he was doing it. I mean, it was a great free kick from Pino. It's on the head of Lerma. He's got to score there. He's got to hit. He's got to score. He's 3 yards out and he's managed to head it onto the bar. I mean, Ramsdale stuck to his line, and I tend to agree with the comment earlier. He said that he should have come out and claimed that. Anyhow, it's Barnes for Gordon. That's the change. Straight swap. Like for like, as always. And Harvey Barnes on for Gordon. And Harvey Barnes has got to be concentrated here because he's going to have to do a defensive shift as well as an attacking one. So, because Munoz ain't going to stop running. And if Lewis Hall has got any kind of injury, I don't want to see Barnes and Byrne down that left-hand side, if I'm perfectly honest. Anyhow, Hall is okay. I think him and Munoz are on the sidelines, I think. And Ramsdale's going to take the free kick, which he lumps down the middle onto the head of Lacroix. To Pino, nods it back to Canvo. Canvo, that's a terrible pass from him, and Barnes almost steps in. Ball down the line. And there is Joe Linton covering nicely at left back. Good strength from Masuda. He's fouled there, ref. Ref gives it as well. By Wharton. Wharton clearly didn't think it was. But it is. It's definitely... Yeah, he's got the ball, mate, but you did kick him first. And the one first half was much worse than that we took against us. EG28, Munoz, 6 fouls, no card. Thank you for super chat. Chow, 1 foul on the yellow. Yeah, I agree with that. Anyway, a free kick comes in looking for Newcastle head, doesn't find one. Murphy has it. Just could be offside, would it? It's not good. Botman on the edge of the box might have a go. Did. Blocked. Should fall for Lewis Hall, who's winning freely, to be fair. Here he is. Back to Tonali. Floats it to the far post. When Malik Chow might receive this, he's got Murphy. That's a good ball from him. Here's Murphy, first time cross. Dreadful cross from Murphy. Yet again, will be a throw to Newcastle. Which Murphy will take. In he goes to Miley. To Murphy. Back to Miley. Will he get there? No, because Canvo stepped across. It's Lerman, in fact. Trying to play out of trouble here with Mitchell. Livramento. And Lerman stepped in and won the ball. He's having a good game second half, Lerma. Good tackle from Joe Linton. Ref gives a free kick. They want something about this. That's not that. It wasn't that bad. Yellow card for Joe Linton. And the Palace players have begged that to happen, to be honest. That's not a yellow card tackle, is it? Bollocks. Absolutely not a yellow card. I mean, I think he's fucking dived, personally. First foul of the game, he gets yellow carded for. And now gets a 2-game ban for Bournemouth and Arsenal. Let's hope Mr. Grimage is back. Anyway, Sarr's running into the box. Oh, dear me. Has he took a dive there? Because if he hasn't... Ref saw it as a dive as well. Didn't book in mind. He looked like a penalty to me, I must be honest. No one went to him. In the end, Chow did. Yeah, no foul. They hasn't touched him. That's a foul, though. On Barnes for Munoz again. I think Munoz might be getting a yellow card now. He's saying that's his second foul. It's not. It's about his 7th. And he hasn't been booked. Here comes Kamada for them, on for Pino. Dainichi Kamada, formerly of Eintracht Frankfurt. The worst one of that mine is Munoz. She's made about 8 or 9 fouls. Shocking. Here's Tonali, floats one in. It's really underhit that, and it's headed away. Although it does go back to Sandro. Good ball inside there for Hall. Hall wants some help there, didn't get it. Plays it back to Sandro. Barnes. Tonali's got Livramento next to him, but he goes all the way home. To Ramsdale. No pressure on him, and he just clears it. Looking for the run of Asula. Asula as well. Is it Asula or Miley there? Might have been Miley. Might have actually been Botman still up for the free kick. Well, I think it's clear we need to make a change or two. Good challenge in from Asula. And, Canvo's trying to get him sent off here. He didn't even touch you, mate. I mean, it was... He's not... That's a good tackle, that. Nothing wrong with it. Eddie Howe, if he wins today, goes level with Kevin Keegan and Bobby Robson as our winning most manager in Premier League history, 83 wins. Hall does remarkably well. Let's get away from Mateta. Dummy from Barnes in to Joe Linton behind. Good play that from Barnes. Now it's Hall again. Good move this from Newcastle. In for Barnes. Really good this all, just overran. Unfortunate there for Hall, who would almost had a tap in there. Good step in from Botman to win the ball back though. And here's Joe Linton on the cover at left back. Now Hall, now Barnes. Couldn't get it under control. Wins a throw in though. Well, all I can see is a Palace subs warming up. I can't see any Newcastle ones, to be fair. And now Lewis Hall's going to take the throw in. Back to Tonali he goes. Here's Tonali. Looking for cross, gets one. Might fall for Newcastle new area. Doesn't do so, but will be a corner off Wharton. Yeah, it seems the chat, same as me. Universal. In fact, we need to make a change or two here. Get some players off. Get Ramsey on. I don't know. Here it comes. Looking for a header. And he finds a Palace one. Wharton clears it further where Jacob Murphy. That's terrible from Jacob Murphy. He's left us in the shit here, Murphy, but luckily Hall's on the cover. Fuck off, Murphy. Captain. Fuck off. Shocking that from him. Could have left us in trouble if we didn't have someone as elite as Lewis Hall at left back on the cover. Good ball from Mitchell to Lerma, who's stepped up to the plate the past 10-15 minutes. Now he floats one wide. For Munoz, who volleys back to Richards. And now Maxence Lacroix. Down to Shamo. Shamo? What's his name's Canva. I keep thinking of the Argentinian player from 1998 World Cup. Shamo's run past Molly with ease there. Molly looks absolutely dead on his feet now. Space here for the far side. Cross comes in. Oh dear, Mitchell. God, they've scored. They've scored, and it's Mateta. It's Mateta. Fucking shocking defending there. Ramsdale made a complete fuck up. They didn't deserve that. Molly's absolutely fucked, and why wouldn't he be? Got ran past from Canvo there. The ball ricocheted 2 or 3 ways, and in the end it's Mateta who knocks it into a net, but I don't know what fucking Ramsdale's doing, to be honest, either. And Eddie Howe sat on the bench with fucking 4 subs to make while players are blown out their arse. Really fortunate goal. Livramento with a shocking bit of play. And then Bobman couldn't keep it out. It's a good header from Mateta, to be fair to him. What's Ramsdale doing? Fuck off. And Livramento, shocking from him. Shocking from Ramsdale. And there's Mateta to nod into an empty net. And Bobman tried to head it out. Ah, dear me. Absolute bollocks of a goal. Here's Barnes. Inside for Joe Linton. It's a poor pass from him. Wharton steps in. Here's Sarr. Steps inside. Molly steps in then, but he's blown out of his arse, young Lewis Molly. He's not played for good to 2 months. And yet, 81 minutes in, he's still on the pitch. Here's Hall. Tonali. Ball looking for the run of Asula. Asking too many questions there for Asula to get back. Barnes gets in. He's fouled by Richards. Ref ignores it. Good play that from the 18 Kamada. Will be a throw to Newcastle though. I don't understand. I really don't understand. And here comes some changes. Oh, shit in the door after the horse has fucking bolted, eh? It's Ramsey and Voltemade about to come on. Fuck me. Talk about reactive manager. Here's Kamada trying to get past Livramento. Livramento takes it off him. Goes past one, goes past two. For Joe Linton. Good play that from Livramento, Joe Linton. Hall has it. Space to move into for Hall. Plays it for Barnes, who's come inside. 1-2 with Asula. Asula kind of got in the way there, to be honest. Richards picked his pocket. And Asula gave a free kick away, which they take quickly. And now it's with Sarr up against Botman. Well, we know what's going to happen here. Sarr's going to run past Botman with ease. Cross comes in. Luckily, it's overhit. And it will be a goal kick to Newcastle. Right, so here come the changes. Joe Linton is coming on off for Ramsey. And a suit up for Voltemada. And Voltemada's going up as a striker. Wowee. Well, wonders never cease. 15 minutes after it should have happened, mind. There you go. Here is Voltemada, and for his first touch, wins as a throw-in. And Newcastle just managed to get down the pitch with throws and kicks out clearances from Palace players. We've made about 15 yards there. We're just short of the halfway line now. I mean, Livramento's feeble effort as well can't be overlooked in the goal. Jumped to clear it, went about a foot over his head, didn't even jump with any conviction. Anyway, here's Barnes. Let's get a winner. Steps inside Sarr, he has Tonali square, plays it behind Tonali, and Tonali's muscled off it by Mateta. And ref gives a free kick when Mateta's fell over. Of course he does. Yeah, how's Murphy still on the pitch as well? Another one. Well, how's Murphy still on the pitch? I mean, Miley's been brilliant today. I have to say, he's been really good. But he's knackered. There's Murphy into Miley, who's fouled by Lerma. It was, in fact, Tonali who was fouled by Lerma. Hall has to go back to Botman. He goes all the way back to Ramsdale. Newcastle's playing it amongst the back four and the keeper. Ramsdale chips it forward, looking for Voltemada. Poor header from him, straight to Canvo. He's just lofted it forward. Miley steps in, nice little touch from him to Ramsey. Ramsey at a great rate of knots, played it in behind. Great ball. Here's Barnes. Barnes in the area. Can Barnes... Oh, what is he squaring again for? Wouldn't you go for goal, you plank? Here's Livramento. Trying to give it to Voltemada, and, well, he wasn't awake for it either, but it was a poor pass. And here's Chow. Mateta doing the defending. Little 1-2, trying to get Murphy on his far side. Murphy gets there. Good credit to him for that. Now Miley, Murphy, back to Livramento, and Newcastle can set again. Here's Murphy. He's going to lose this, isn't he? No, good nice little turn, actually, but then he loses it. And then it's to Kamada, who's breaking Mateta. And Livramento tied us up. Botman. Here's Hall. Here's Barnes, who should really have done better before. Here's Barnes up against Munoz. Well, that's so bad from Barnes. Might fall lucky for us. It does. Murphy. Back he goes to Chow. And now Botman. Hall. Barnes. Back to Botman again. Here's Chow. Ball into Volkswagen, doesn't stick. And when he makes a foul on Lerma. Who's been very good second half, Lerma. Mitchell floats one, looking for Mateta. Tonali to Ramsey. Barnes to Hall. Has Ramsey wide of him. Here is Ramsey. Steps inside. Does well there, Ramsey. Great skill from Ramsey. And again. Might play the pass now to Livramento. He does. Brilliant from Ramsey, that. First time ball into Murphy. Murphy with a cross. It's a great cross. Oh. Volkswagen couldn't get there. Strange how these subs are, they're helping us attack better. And yet Volkswagen is still flat, I have to say. Here's Miley. Now Tonali. Ball from Ramsey. Ramsey's been brilliant since he's come on. Barnes up against Munoz. Goes on the outside. And again, trying to get across in. Gets one in. It's a really good one. Volkswagen doesn't win it in the air. And Kamada flicks it away from the on-rushing Miley. Here's Mateta. Into the foot. Tonali will be a throw into Palace. The 90 minutes are up. Be interesting to see how much injury time we get. 5 minutes of added on time. Here's Mitchell. Canvo clears it. Walker gets head to it. Mitchell heads it again. And they've created some space here for Sarr. Chiao's on the cover. Great tackle from Chiao. Great cover there from the German. Chris Richards has come across to take the throw. I assume he can hurl it long, quarterback style, into the box where they've got Mateta and Canvo and Lacroix and Lerma. Some big units in there. Long throw, it's a good one, but it's headed away. And the refs give a free kick. Has he given a free kick or has he given a penalty? I think he might give a penalty. He's having a word with Jacob Murphy. I think he's giving a penalty here, folks. I think he's given a penalty against Sven Botman for a foul in the box. Grabbing shirts on Lerma. Oh, get out of it! Get out of it! You cheating fucker, Lerma! Fuck off! Fuck off, you cheating bastard! With VAR, I've got to check that. Got to check that. I've got to check that. That's bollocks. That's absolute bollocks. That is the biggest load of fucking bollocks I've ever seen in my fucking born days. And VAR haven't overturned it. Of course they fucking haven't. What a load of absolute fucking bollocks. Nah, not having it. That's just disgusting. disgusting. And fucking Madley couldn't. What a wanker that man is. And Mateta's records from the fucking penalty spot is exemplary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 taken, 7 scored. What a disgusting decision that is. I mean, that's about the 5th time we've seen it happen. Is Mateta steps up, blasts it, and places it perfectly. 2-1 to Palace. What an ode of absolute nonsense that is. Well, I've seen us have similar things at our end, and the ref doesn't give anything. That's now 25 points lost from leading positions. Mateta with a double. I have to say, that's the softest penalty I've seen for a long time. Long time. Ramsdale nearly got it as well. I think the slight step to the right has stopped him saving it. Look at these fuckers, look. The fucking spectacle twins there. They're not a fucking football club, Crystal Palace. It's fucking blur. There we were, now here we are. As the great Liam Gallagher once said. I really don't know what to say. But oh, look at these changes. Tonali's gone off. Making 3 changes here. Murphy, Alanga's on for Murphy. Tonali's off. And Wissa is also coming on. Well, let's panic for the last fucking 2 minutes, shall we? Fucking hell. Dan Kane says, I want to see that because he said something about if that was a penalty to us. There's been lots of that happening at our end, and nothing was given, and no one shouts for it. You know, so it's a really soft, but it's a poor penalty. It's not a penalty, in my opinion. Anyway, Mitchell's off. They're making changes themselves now. We should have at least 3 or 4 minutes left. 3 minutes, certainly. And now Ilanga's on, they've changed the fullback. And anyway, here we come. Hall. Back to Botman. Now Chow. Press coming from Palace. Goes back to Ramsdale. Ramsdale clearance. To Ilanga, who jumps under it. And it's a throw-in to Newcastle United. Livramento goes past 2. Sosa wins it off him. And floats it into Mateta, who wins it, gets himself there. And it's going to be a throw-in to Palace. And John Philip Mateta's got the Player of the Match award, despite only being on for 20 minutes. Palace now with the ball and at the right end of the pitch for them. They'll just keep the ball down here now, I imagine. Or keep picking up throw-ins, but this time we've got a throw-in. Time's virtually up. Long clearance down the pitch to nobody. And it's going to be thrown to Palace on the halfway line. I think we're done, folks. I really do think we're done. which Sosa will take. Fucking Andy Madley, what a tosser. Sar's managed to wiggle through 3 ricochets just to create, well, he's shot, but he was deflected. Wharton back to Sar again. Sar crosses far post over everybody's head. Now Ramsdale will have to take this quickly. Palace player cleverly ran in front of him, but long clearance, looking for the run of Ilanga. Wissa, who's slow as shit. Richard's got there easily. Now Hall goes backwards. Probably not the way to go. Ramsey's running across pitch here. Goes back to Ramsdale. Come on, lads. We've had 98 minutes. Ball forward, looking for Volkswagen. Flicks on. This might... Oh, last gasp challenge there. It will be a corner. Last chance saloon is for Newcastle. And with Bournemouth and Ramsdale's coming up for this, by the way. Bournemouth next week, Arsenal the week after. Where's our next point coming from? Here it comes, looking for a Newcastle head. Only finds Henderson. And that should be it. And indeed, it is it. And Newcastle once again managed to throw a lead away. To lose to 2 John Mateta goals. Yeah, that's absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. Let's do a few of these super chats that have come in during the second half. Night Score, he says the goal's been coming. Super chat, and thank you for that, by the way. Glasner's made changes to suit, and yet again, Howe hasn't. He's got to bloody go. He's useless. Nick Thorne with a £2 super chat. This mismanagement from Howe is fucking sickening. Samson Knight Dove with his super chat. This is how our game management is shocking. Nick Thornton says, what part of Sunderland is this ref from? EG285910 says, how was when his course out of ideas, reactive subs. We all said it, they didn't we, before they scored the first goal. We all said it. Dr. House with super chat, it's time for it to go now. Same mistakes, game after game, and same reactive subs. 24 points, which is now 25, so they've got the winner. Loss from winning positions is unacceptable. 25 points. FPS Nick's 199. Nick hasn't played up top in months. We cannot moan. Asker with 1,500 Icelandic krona. Same crap new day. It's so easy to play against us. We are way too slow and can't pass the ball between players. Tobin in set pieces. Eddie is completely clueless on the sidelines. Keep Truscott with the £2 super chat. Eddie Howe, get the F out of my club. Super Sam 1940, $199. Trash performance. Samson Knight Dove, 20 Danish kroners. All on Howe's game management. 3 weeks wasted. Cass 499 super chat. Cass NUFC. So tired of this reactionary management yet again. He needs sacked. Noel Powell, been a member for 33 months. Thank you for that. 3 weeks of training to be put through this. Eddie, your ship has sailed. You can't change course and be proactive. Thanks for the cup. Time to go now. Tony D, 3192, the $5 super chat. Saddest thing is I can't be upset because I expected it. Toon steal the 199 super chat. This is a one-off happening all season. How out? 499 super chat from Night Sky. We've been shite for the first 40 till the goal. Then we've been chipped the last 45. If you're ready in still, then I really have no hope. Andy Rain says, lose to Bournemouth and he has to be sacked. Has no answers and just the same thing over and over. Mark Mullins, £5. Can someone please tell me why the foot bottom has to grab hold of his shirt? The complete bloody idiot. Why? What was the point? Just cost us. But all defenders do it. It was happening at both ends of the pitch. They were doing it as well. Nick Pope having a nice long laugh with a Mateta there as they walk off. That's nice to see. Fucking hell. It happens and the referee gives it for that one time it happened in our box. Yes, it was silly, but the theatrical way in which he fell over, the opposite way to which he's being pulled, by the way, you know, come on. Jan Halvorensen, 50 Norwegian kroner. Okay, this is enough. This is again all down to how get out now. This will get ugly against him. I'm shocked at the in-game management. Out. Ben with a £5 super chat. 3 weeks off, and that's what we get. Absolute disgrace. Can't even blame the ref. That's stupid from Botman at the end. And that's that. Wag CWB, I think that was Wagner. $5. I'm not sure what the currency is. Probably Brazilian dollars or whatever it is they have over there. He says, I'm convinced Tino is not leaving, but that's because no one wants him playing like that. Yeah, I can't kind of say anything else, really. The review to this game will be Tuesday night, when myself and Stato will both be available to do that then. And then we have a show Wednesday night, probably a fun forum. And then Friday night will be the preview to the Bournemouth game. There we go. Newcastle now down to 14th. We're 12 clear of the relegation zone with 6 games to go. So we should be safe, really. We are 9 clear of the next team down. But Spurs are deep in doo-doo. They're 2 points away from safety. And Sunderland now in the top 10, incidentally, folks. Great Sunday afternoon. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks to the mods as well. The chat, obviously, well done to you lot. It's been hard work, hasn't it, today? Thanks to you lot for sticking with us. And thanks to the mods. Thanks to all the people that contribute with super chats. Another Sunday afternoon defeat. We shall see you Tuesday night. But until then, where lads and lasses, enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Come back and check out the breeze.